Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. We've made it to midweek, which means it's time for your listener questions. And my friends Scotty G and Ricky join me, and we get some great questions about where to sprinkle in a couple of days over at Universal for a Disney family that's going down to Walt Disney World for 10 days. So we give some thoughts on that. Also, Lightning Lane Genie Plus goes away today as of this show dropping July 24th. So we give some strategies and thoughts on that. We also talk about a 4-park challenge for a family that's heading down in February. Give the idea of which order to take the theme parks and what attractions you might want to tackle there. And we do a little sit, bench, and trade for our listener friend Frank and have a good time doing so. This and much more coming your way on today's show. Don't forget, today's podcast always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Please check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so much to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the all-stars. You make the show possible. You can support us as well. It's just $5 a month. And when you do that, you get a bonus show every week. It's called Mike in the Midwest. Coming over this week, we'd love to have you. Patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2526 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope today's show finds you well wherever you are in the world. Maybe you are at a Disney destination, waking up to a beautiful sunrise. Maybe at Disney's Pop Century Resort. Maybe you're out at Disneyland, waking up at Disney's California Adventure. Or maybe you're on, let's say, the Disney Wish, getting ready to pull into Castaway Cay. We can all dream, right? Most likely, you're probably in your kitchen, making a brown bag lunch, getting ready to head to work. That's probably what most of us are doing. So let's just hope that that's where we're going to be headed here soon. So today we're getting together to answer your listener questions and have some fun Disney talk to get us through this midweek. And today, the crew's together. We're going to have a great time. So joining us from down in Georgia, and she's you can find her over at themouseforless.com and a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com, where you can get a lot of Lightning Lane strategies right now. I checked it out earlier today. We have Ricky. Ricky, what's going on?
Yeah, I've been working on it. So since Lightning Lane does, well, as of this, the Lightning Lane starts today.
Yeah. Hey. I mean, do we get a horn for that? I mean, is that exciting?
I
don't
know. Lightning Lane.
You need some thunder to go off so that for its lightning.
Or is it a?
Yeah, that doesn't work.
I don't know. I mean, it could be. We'll see.
Yeah, it could be. I still think that Disney's missing the boat by having Lightning McQueen as the
Ka-chow.
had Genie before.
That's true. Yeah, well, you're right. Why is there no Lightning?
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, if you are looking for some really helpful strategies on how to potentially, use Lightning Lane at Walt Disney World, I've got the strategies going. As of recording, I have Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and Disney's Hollywood Studios done. Of course, by the time this airs, I will have had Disney's Animal Kingdom done as well. But it takes a look at kind of general strategies if you've got young kids, strategies if you're kind of more the thrill seeker, that kind of thing, and it kind of looks at what the best options are for people to choose for their, because it's tiered again, like the original Fast Pass Plus was. It's kind of like for those who are unfamiliar with this new Lightning Lane Multi-Pass and Lightning Lane Single Pass, it's kind of set up as a mixture between Fast Pass Plus and Genie Plus. So it's like the child of the two. So it has pieces of both, and so of course everybody is going to be curious about what the best attractions are, because it's tiered like Fast Pass Plus was. So there are some attractions in that first tier that you can only choose one of, and then there's some attractions in the second tier of which you can only choose two of. And the interesting part that I still haven't figured out, although from what it sounds like it will be free game at the point of once you've used supposedly your first Fast Pass.
That is what we're saying in the clubhouse. We're having strategy talks, and that's what people say in the clubhouse. After one,
as long as you use your first lightning lane, and I think it probably would need to be the lightning lane in that tier 1 category, you can choose a tier 1 lightning lane option again. So, which was a complete different thing from the last time, because you couldn't, I don't think, choose a tier 1 before, could you? Or well, see, I don't remember.
And here's the thing. Here's why, and I'm not just saying this to promote the clubhouse, but I am shamelessly doing that right now. BeOurGuestPodcast.com/clubhouse. It's a real live chat room, basically, and we have some of the greatest strategists, no kidding, in there that are we've been breaking this down ever since the announcement came out about a month ago now. And so today's the day it goes hot, goes live. We'll have people in the parks. And so you want to know how this is working in real time? Come over to the clubhouse, and just, if you're there, let us know. Give us feedback. How's it working? If you're boots on the ground, and benefit the group, because it's fun.
Exactly. That's always a helpful thing. And the strategies will be updated as the day goes on too. So, because as I learn more about how things will actually work, I'll start to update the strategies. So they're going to be around. They're going to be your go-to guide. Moving forward, if you're looking for tips on how to best use Lightning Lane Multi-Pass and Lightning Lane Single Pass.
Yep.
Still getting used to the terminology.
We'll get there. And by the way,
yes, we'll get there.
One more thing. Happy birthday yesterday, Ricky.
Thank you. Thank you so much. As far as I know, Brian took me out to a very nice dinner, and we went to play putt-putt, I think, at a place that's local here that's kind of like an adult putt-putt place. So we had a babysitter, a good friend of mine from work, came to watch Lucy. And Brian, I believe, should have taken me out for a very nice birthday.
You can take the girl out of the Midwest, but you can't take the Midwest out of the girl. All right. Also joining us. That's exactly right. We have Scotty G from Must See Adventures, episode 2, out now at your favorite place, which is YouTube. Check it out now. Scotty G, what's going on? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Happy belated birthday to you, Ricky. Mini golf. That's your date night. That's right up my alley.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love it. Adults only, so you probably have like if you choose to, you can have a cocktail or have some good dining. I like it.
That's right. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. It should be fun. Yeah. I've seen this place advertised before, so it should be an interesting experience.
I'm surprised that there's not like an indoor, speaking of that and tying it to Disney, I'm surprised there's not like an indoor mini golf setup at Walt Disney World because of the rain, right? Like those showers or even the heat. Like I'm surprised they haven't tried to do some kind of like cool, like it's kind of like Disney Quest.
I got it.
Right?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. You know where they should put it? They should totally put
Disney
it in where
Quest.
Disney Quest was. Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
Scott, you and I are on the same page. Yeah.
They should bring back so many great things. Like it was just Disney Quest was fine. Put an indoor golf place in ESPN. I mean, why did they take out the ESPN zone? And throw a diner in there that's open 24 hours, and you got $1 million idea. Come
you got
on.
this, Disney.
It's like a Dave and Buster's diner / mini golf play area.
Yes, that's it.
So we are like 7 minutes into the show. We've already given you all the Lightning Lane strategies that go into effect today. By the way, you must update your My Disney Experience app for this to work. There's another hot tip, so just so you know, because it will not work until you do that. There's another free tip that you got to know for today. We've already solved the hot. You wouldn't be hot. You'd be air conditioned. You wouldn't get rained on. You could do they do like the glow in the dark. We had this at the mall. We had this mall called the Mills, which has been bulldozed years ago, but it was like glow in the dark mini golf. It was the coolest thing ever. Yeah, we did diner, that 24-hour diner. If that ever happens, I'm just parked there.
Could you imagine for locals, like if they were like, oh, let's go to Disney Springs, like we're not pass holders, but let's have a fun date night. You can have a nice meal. Then if you want to do the mini golf indoors, you can do that. And like
exactly.
Yeah.
How many Midwesterners? Easy, right? How many Midwesterners have moved to Florida? Have retired to Florida, and that would be like their dream. It's like, oh my God, it's like Denny's and putt. Boom. You get season pass. You can sell just the season pass, You know, you get like your season pass for the indoor putt.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like your early bird special at the diner. You know, you eat before 5. Like, dude, I'm signing
you
up.
You know, there's like a batting cage somewhere.
Yo, stop. You're totally just, it's, oh my gosh. Too much. All right, first question of the day. It's why you're here. And first question is from John. He's in Cranston, Rhode Island. Says, hey, BOGP crew. My wife and I were having a discussion about our next trip to Florida. She's a huge Harry Potter fan and wants to check out Universal. We were thinking about combining our next Disney trip with a Universal one. Our last trip to Disney was 10 days. How should we add Universal to our trip? Before, spliced in the middle, or at the end? How long? My son would be 11 and my daughter would be 6. So some of the big thrill rides Universal offers might not appeal to them. Thanks for the advice, John. You guys are, I think this is a good question for you guys. Ricky, you are the Potterhead. I think more of all three of us. What say you?
I think that they probably should do it. I'm going to say at the beginning. I think that's just a better strategy overall. That way, you know, because obviously they're Disney fanatics. So, you know, to have that at the end, you know, not saying that if, you know, you're going to be disappointed with Universal, but I just feel like, you know, having Universal at the end, you know, that may not be the best strategy with everything. So I'm going to say do the Universal part first. Get the Harry Potter stuff, you know, done. They do such a fantastic job with Harry Potter, and of course the rest of the park, both of them as well, with Islands as well as Universal Studios Florida. They're both just fantastic. I'm super excited to check out the new DreamWorks Land, also because now my brother is, over DreamWorks Land, so he's moved on from the Wizarding World. So I'm excited to check out that land too, and that might be a great, land for the kiddos. They have, just from everything I've seen there, they have a lot of really cool things. They have the roller coaster. They have a lot of like water areas. So you may want to make sure you bring an extra pair of clothes or something like that, just in case. I know that when I go with Lucy, I'm going to absolutely make sure I have an extra pair of clothes.
I'll tell you, just a little parenting advice, dude. Wet diapers, they hold like 10 pounds.
Yeah, exactly. So like trust me, I already know that from, wet diapers of something
when
else.
they get like a water park, it's like a
exactly.
anchor. Yeah.
I think that I really feel that at doing the Universal part at the beginning is the best strategy overall.
And I don't have a lot to say because I agree with that. I always say save what you like the best for the backside. So you have something to look forward to, whether it's like a signature meal at the end of the trip, a tour, do your cruise at the end, if that's what you look forward to the most. That's what I would do. Scott, what do you think?
So I've actually done this before, and I would say this is like against what I normally say because I like not packing and moving resorts, but I do it in the middle.
Oh, there you go.
Because you'll have some Disney,
True.
Then you go to Universal, then you go to Disney again, and then when you're at Universal, you'll find out why Walt Disney World is so much superior than Universal. You're bookend by it. But in all seriousness, I think that's a cool way to do it because you're going to be excited. You go to Disney World, it's familiar with you. Then you can drive over and do a couple nights at Universal, or maybe even you stay at your resort at Disney because that's what I did. But I know the resorts are super cool.
Yeah, the resorts
especially.
And
if you stay at one of the top tier resorts, you get Express Pass included with your your reservation, and that's like absolutely the best way to go. I mean, hands down, 100%. If you're gonna do Universal, you 100% want to do one of those top tier resorts. You want to stay on property there. You want to do because I mean, having Express Pass is just a huge godsend, and the best part is you get it for all the days. So even if you stayed one night at a Universal resort, you get it for the night you're staying as well as the day after. So that part's huge. So I'm a huge proponent of staying on property at Universal, especially those top tier hotels. You don't get it with the lower tier ones. Only that top echelon is where you get the Express Pass.
But you don't get it with Cabana Bay, but don't sleep on Cabana Bay.
Cabana Bay is very nice. I'm not gonna lie.
Cabana Bay is like Pop Century, but it's a little bit. It's got a bowling alley in it. It's got,
Yeah,
you know, it's
it
got a
does.
nice little lazy river. I
it
love
does.
Cabana Bay. It's like it's got VO5 and zest in the showers. Like it's so cute. Like I just love
It is
Cabana
cute.
Bay.
It
It doesn't get the express pass. You can buy that. I mean, and it's
That's
a great
true.
it's a
You
great
can buy
perk.
it, and, yeah.
It's not cheap. It's not cheap, but it's cool. All right, next question. Over on Instagram, and it looks like it's from Renee or Rennie Does Disney. I might be late to the game on this, but I just listened to your Eastern Caribbean cruise podcast. We'll be on that same cruise in August doing the zip lines. Would you recommend that excursion? Okay. So we just got back from that, obviously. And yes, I mean, we had a great time. Of course, it was myself, my wife. We're both, 50 or so. And again, protect my wife here and my life. But it took my daughter, who's 16, and my niece, who's 15. And my wife and I had done a ziplining tour on our honeymoon back in 2006 in Jamaica. And we had a blast on that thing. And so we had always told our girls that we did this. We had all the pictures and showed them and stuff. And they're like, oh, we want to zip line sometime in the rainforest. And they're like, we never had taken them. So we had the opportunity on this one. It was one of the excursions in Tortola, and it was a 3-hour excursion. So you just basically sign up for it through Disney Cruise Line. You get on and Jared, one of our great friends, shout out Alhambra, Illinois, Jared and Stacy. Hey. But they did the tour right before us because they did the same cruise a couple months before we did. You get on this like minibus with your tour group, and they have to take you to the top of the island in Tortola, right? So you do this like curvy road. You're going up basically kind of like a mountain. It's not really too big. I mean, I don't have, it seemed big. And, the driver's kind of, my wife's kind of a backseat driver when I drive. And I told her, you have no room to talk when we get home because this guy he was getting us there no matter what it took. And there was 3 times I was praying for the engine in this Jeep. It got us there. We got there. A couple times he shifted gears. I was like, I don't know if there is another gear in this thing. He had to turn the air conditioning off a couple times, go up some steep hills. We made it though. Let's just say I'm here. We made it to the top. We got the zip line. I will tell you what though, when you get to the top, the people who ran the zip line, they were just great people. They were so kind to us. They gave you all the safety gear. You got a helmet. You got all the, riggings and stuff like that. Nobody fell off. Nobody zipped into the jungle. Nobody went flying. I mean, and the thing is, it's beautiful. You're at the top of this island of Tortola and you look right down onto the ships. You look right down onto the pier and you can get some amazing pictures. Scott, I was thinking of you because, you have the vlog. Many people had the GoPros on top of their heads. And had like hand straps, like wrist straps. They had no restrictions on what you did with that stuff. I mean, it was Tortola. I just used my iPhone to take some pictures and it didn't work out great. I was worried I was going to drop it. I had like a thing around my neck, but I would recommend if you have like a GoPro or something like that, take it. Cause I mean, the views were it's so green on the trees and the water is so blue and you can see your ship. Yeah, it's totally worth it. I mean, it was only like $150 a person and we got like 3.5 hours and we loved it. It's pretty strenuous though. I mean, you're climbing some ladders, you're going through the woods and all that good stuff. But I mean, if you're ready to rock, I mean, you get some great pictures and I mean, memories forever. It was fun. I would.
Sounds
do it again.
great. Sign me up.
Yeah, totally.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was totally fun. What Jared say here? Say your prayers before hopping on that bus. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even Catholic. I was giving the sign of the cross for the bus a couple times. I was like, whatever it takes, man. Because that thing is. I was like, oh my, because I drive a stick. I was like, that is not how you drive a stick. I was like, can we order a clutch? I don't know how quick it's going to get out here. But anyway. All right.
Yeah, and you were talking about the GoPro, just really quick. Speaking of Jared, I'm pretty sure he took his action cam up there. So I'm waiting, Jared. I'm waiting to see some video on your vlog. It's the journey on some of that video. Because like, Mike, your photo was sweet. Like, because you could just see the ship right down there. Like you were just saying that. Like, I mean, it's just like I didn't live there. I wasn't experiencing it like there. I was experiencing it through your photos, and it just looked amazing to me just there. Like, so I can't imagine what it's like to be there doing that.
Oh, it was cool. They had like a little landing where you could, before and after, you could just stand there. But I mean, you could also see it from like the last platform. You had to climb because you're like at the top, but then they're like, okay, here's this ladder that's like 30 more feet up. Because my wife was the first one out of us 4, and like, okay, climb the ladder. My wife's like, what? But you're on like a, you got a safety line, right? So you're not gonna, if you fall, you're not gonna go anywhere. I mean, it's gonna hurt, but you're not gonna probably die because you're roped in.
You're probably not gonna die.
It's not gonna be comfortable. But you're climbing this big ladder to like, because I was like, that has to be like the pro high dive up there. Like we're probably not going to that one. Oh yeah. That was the last one. Jared will know. I was like, we're going up there? And then my wife was like, I was like, well, I guess I'm going. Because there's like 15 people behind me. I'm like, you don't want to hold the line.
You're stuck at that point.
Yeah, it's
right?
peer pressure. Yeah, it's absolutely peer pressure, so whatever. It was fun. That was great. I'd totally recommend it. All right. Simon over in the UK has a question. I'll kick it off and hope this hasn't been asked yet. What do you think might be announced at D23 for the parks? Josh Tomorrow says it'll be like nothing we've seen yet. So I'm not really into the news and rumors kind of stuff with D23. I mean, I just kind of wait and just see what happens. But Scott, do you have any? Because again, there's been all that news. It's kind of died down over the past couple of months that, there has to be this huge investment in Florida. I mean, millions and millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars over the next 10 years or whatever. But what do you think is realistic that could be announced for Walt Disney World? And by the way, real quick though, before that, how cool is that Ichabod Crane thing over? See, I like little things. Have you seen that little Ichabod Crane thing above the Ye Olde Christmas shop?
Yes.
Dude, give me little things like that. It's just like a little Ichabod Crane that like walks through one of the windows in Liberty Square.
Yeah, it's like a projection.
Yeah.
And they've added it to the top, and it's
I don't need like a whole theme
so
park.
Simple.
Yeah.
I love the fact that we're excited about them adding IP to the park. But it's just one of those things where
it's like little IP, and it makes sense.
Little IP.
Nobody even knows it is. Anyway, so I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I just thought about that because I saw that and I'm like, just do stuff like that, just little touches that are like most people won't even notice it, but like if you do, it's awesome. Anyways, what do you think, Scott? What's gonna be announced?
Yeah, I used to be so much like heavily involved in rumors, right? I would just be on message boards all day, like reading all the rumors, and that's fun to do. So anyone that's doing that, like, I love it. You're my people. I love that you do that. I just struggle to find the time anymore to like really
that's
reading
why
the rumors. I just want the facts, like when they're announced. You know what I mean?
Disney World after all that.
There we go. Plug in Ricky there.
Exactly.
I love it. You're gonna be a busy person
on
that
I'm gonna be
day.
Extremely busy on. And it's at night too, so I'm like, all right, babe, enjoy not seeing me till like 1 a.m. that night because it's gonna be nuts. Yeah.
Hey, Mike, I don't think we really talked because we try not to talk about rumors a lot here too. But how about that poster though? Before I say my thought, like I love the poster that they had, like the Horizons, which gets people fired up too, right? Why did you have to use the word Horizons like on this announcement poster, right? Because everyone's like, I want Horizons back. But I've been saying this a lot, not to sound like a broken record, but and I think there will be something announced for this because they're not doing anything with the space right now. But in Animal Kingdom, I want something to be announced for that theater, right? We've had 2 kind of flops, even though I loved Kite Tales. I thought Kite Tales was a really fun show.
Such a trip.
But like, I want my drone show there so bad. I want I call it like Animals on Parade. Just use like Disney animals in the sky. You're at Animal Kingdom. Like, hello. It seems like a no-brainer for me. So I'm not saying this is more like a want list, but I think we're going to get, but I'm truly believing we got to get something there because there's got to be something for Animal Kingdom. I know they're doing some other work in there, but I want to see something in that theater.
And the thing about that real quick, before we go to Ricky here, is with that particular wish or request that you're saying, that could be something that is done immediately.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
That's not something that they have to have construction for 3 years and file permits.
True.
Like a drone. And you're exactly right. Like the theater is just been sitting there. And it's like, how many guests walk past that and like, what's the show tonight? Because like we're in the know, like we talk about this 4 times a week, and people listen to the show. They have all, you're listening to probably 4 other podcasts and reading, 3 blogs and watching 4 other vlogs, like you're in all this stuff. But the family that's from Ohio for the first time, they walk past this massive theater in Animal Kingdom, riding Expedition Everest. They're probably like, oh, there's got to be some kind of killer show here tonight. Like, what are we going to watch? And there's a show here in 5 years, or 3 years, since Kite Tales or whatever. Time goes fast. Yeah, exactly right. A drone show, at this point, it's almost plug and play, because everybody's got one. That makes sense.
It just saddens because, that I'm very passionate about Animal Kingdom, and I know they're doing some other great things there, but like, if you don't want it to be called a half-day park, if you want people to stay there at night, like, you got to have something in that theater. And I know you've swung and missed twice, technically. Even though I thought Kite Tales was fun, But and it has to be at night because we know that theater is blazing hot during the day.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, dude, 100%.
It
please.
is toasty. And speaking of like walking by that theater during the day, not to go on this topic, but like I kind of chuckle when I see people just sitting on those benches.
I agree. What are you doing?
Like, what are you doing?
Like, do you just go like to 7-Eleven in July and sit in their parking lot and drink a Slurpee, like just because you're like a sadist? What are you doing? Like,
I know the awesome ice cream truck is right there, so people might go and take their ice cream there, but their ice cream is going to be melted by the time.
Oh, it's going to be soup. Yeah. Soup.
But I always wonder, like, who are those people that are just sitting there, just looking at the sun,
blazing in the sun?
Nah, I'm not in enough pain. Let me just add to it. All right, Ricky, what do you think though? Because I mean, you are the one that reads all the stuff and writes all the stuff. What do you think?
I do, yeah. Although this year, I feel like I don't know if it's just because we've heard a lot over the past couple of years. I feel like the rumors are kind of like not super rampant this year. Maybe that's just me, but like I really don't feel like there's a lot of rumors because I feel like we already kind of know. It's just we have to get confirmation on what the actual pieces are going to be. You know, I agree with Scott. I think a nighttime show for Animal Kingdom would be huge. You're right, Scott. Like it is still such a half day park. You know, Brian and I just spent, you know, a good chunk of time at Disney. And, you know, the day we were supposed to go to Animal Kingdom, it was hot, just so hot. And so we're like, yeah, I don't want to go out in the middle of the day to Animal Kingdom because, again, that's the only time you can go is in the middle of the day. There's no nighttime ability. Like, they're still closing at like 7 o'clock in the summer right now. That's ridiculous. So, you know, that they need a nighttime show there. I can tell you, I haven't been to Animal Kingdom since, and I go out fairly, on the regular. I haven't been like 6 or 8 months. And you know, I'm hitting, you know, Epcot, Magic Kingdom, Disney Hollywood Studios almost every time. So that tells you right there. There's just, it's super hard, especially with, you know, I feel like Lucy too. There's not like, I mean, yeah, I can take her to the animal exhibits and stuff like that, but that's still the park she hasn't been to yet. So I would love to see a nighttime show there, have the park open in the nighttime. You know, even I feel like, you know, Kite Tales was, you know, kind of kitschy, but I guess even if they did something similar to that with like light up kites, I feel like that would be, you know, interesting. Or they could do a drone show, or there's so many different things they could do in that space at night. They just have to do it. And I know that they're probably, you know, they had all their eggs in the basket of Kilimanjaro safaris at night, you know, and they had, which definitely didn't go anywhere. And then they had all of, you know, the whole nighttime at Pandora, which is so cool. You just don't ever get to see it unless it's winter, you know? So that part is super disappointing too. I really hope that they give Animal Kingdom the love that it absolutely 100% deserves. That park needs more than just, you know, 2 attractions, a retheme of Indiana Jones and whatever Encanto thing they're doing. I mean, it needs at least 3, you know, things for sure. Well, I know that they're getting the Zootopia thing too, but which we haven't heard anything about. So I'm sure that will be announced at D23. But that park definitely needs a lot of love. And I hope that it gets it at this year's D23. It needs so much. So that's my hope too. I, like Scott, really hope for Animal Kingdom to get a lot of love because I want to go to the park, but I want to go at night. Like that's when I really want to go to that park, is I want to visit it at night. And I can't, you know, which is super disappointing. And I think, of course, we're going to see, you know, the stuff for a Magic Kingdom announced, you know, the you know, whether it's going to be Coco, or I've heard rumors of Radiator Springs, but I honestly don't think that they can do Radiator Springs back there, just because it's, you know, we deal with so much rain at Disney, and I you know, you can't do Radiator Springs with that. Test Track closes all the time because of rain. You can't do Radiator Springs back there. So people will be super disappointed all the time with that attraction being down. So yeah, we'll find out. I'm excited. We'll see. Oh, and of course there's going to be a lot of stuff announced for Disneyland too. I'm certain, because, you know, they have
that whole project
all
that
they have going on too. So I think it's going to be a lot of stuff overall announced. It's not just going to be for Walt Disney World, and I wonder if that's going to be disappointing to a lot of people. I think you're going to get a lot of Disneyland and a lot of Disney Cruise Line too, because you're going to have I think a lot of the fantasy, or not the fantasy, the Destiny stuff announced as well with that. So
what I'd like to see for Walt Disney World's a resort or two. Like, let's go.
Yes,
how about people? I mean, more beds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
More places to stay. Because I mean, how many, like Scott, like he said, he's going down for his trip in November. He'll stay at every one of the resorts.
Yeah. There's
so
that.
A new place to stay. I think we're all looking for a new, just a new theme, and also it doesn't have to be a deluxe this time. How about a new value? How about a new moderate?
I would love to see a new moderate.
Moderate, yeah, like a fifth moderate, yeah. Or,
they could do both.
Like
honestly, they
totally.
could probably really do both, a value and a moderate, and that would be perfect. They're not
like right now would be a good time for it. Like, I mean, not nothing political or anything, but like the economy, I think like right now, like if you introduce like you're building a moderate resort, I think it just hits like people in the right place right now. Like we're trying to find inflation's high, like whatever, like. We're trying to, everybody can't stay in a deluxe, but this is going to give you great amenities at a great price. I mean, it's like everybody's doing that. Like everybody's trying to, find a good deal. And
I know, but you know what's going to happen. You're going to get your wish, Mike. You're going to get the new resort, but it's going to be a new Disney Vacation Club.
Yeah,
I know.
Going to be a DVC.
I want a coupon. I want a coupon. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I just want a good deal. It's like, but they're not going to give me a good deal. Whatever.
We're gonna take the Grand Floridian and build another tower. At
the
exactly. Third tower at Grand Floridian.
I want a coupon. All right, let's get to the next question. It's from Jeremy. He says, "My wife and I, along with our two now adult children, are going to the world in February 8th of 2025. We're only gonna have one day to visit the parks, and he wants to do a park hopping challenge." He says, "What would be considered a challenging day of park hopping? We want to visit all 4 parks. Is it feasible to do 4 attractions in each park along with 2 counter service meals for the day? So a total of 16 attractions and 2 counter service meals. Thanks in advance. Would love to hear your strategy." So 16 attractions and 2 counter. Yeah, I totally think that's, especially with 4 adults.
I just don't know.
February?
Like, what 4 attractions are you doing in Animal Kingdom that we're just
that was what I was gonna ask. What 4 attractions are you doing in Animal Kingdom? Yeah.
Then you go to the studios, like the 4 attractions, unless you can count shows, right? Which I would count a show as an attraction, but like trying to go to Hollywood Studios after you go to Animal Kingdom, because you normally start at Animal Kingdom because they're open first.
Right.
And I mean, those wait times for those rides are so long because everything's like an e-ticket almost.
Absolutely.
So let's think about this though. So I do Safari, Everest, because you could hit Everest pretty quick, especially if maybe you could all do a single rider if you wanted. So do Safari, Everest, maybe do Navi River Journey.
Lines for
You're still gonna have to wait a little bit.
That'd be a little bit longer.
I'd do Tough to Be a Bug.
Tough to Be a Bug. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
And then I would walk one of the animal trails.
Or walk the animal trail. Yeah.
Or you could do like a dinosaur or triceratops spin. I mean, dinosaur gets really long lines too, though.
That's true. It does.
But if you're there early, because the strategy is you got a rope drop, right?
Yeah. You gotta be there way early. Yeah.
So I think you can do like a dinosaur or something else in there too, for sure.
Yeah.
My hang up is when you get to the studios.
Yeah, I agree with you on that because, when working on the Lightning Lane strategy, so many of those attractions are just heavy hitters. I mean, you got even the ones that are not like tier 1 attractions are still tier 1 attractions. You've got Rock and Roller Coaster. You've got Tower of Terror. You've got Slinky Dog.
But see, Rock and Roller Coaster, you could single rider. So you got to be creative if you're trying to do a challenge.
Yeah. I always find that Star Tours has you can find it with a semi.
That's true.
Low wait a lot of times because I'll usually ride Star Tours because it has a 5-minute wait most of the time when I'm there. So
because it makes you hurl. Yeah, that's exactly right.
It makes me hurl.
It makes me.
But I think it can be done though. Yeah. I just think you got to be selective on your attractions. Don't think you're going to do Rise, Slinky Dog, and Tower of Terror as 3 or 4. You know what I mean?
So let's go with what do we do at the studios? Probably I'd probably do Star Tours, Rock and Roller Coaster if it's open, single rider that.
Yeah.
So what else would be reasonable for a decent?
I would do Aliens, Swirling Saucers.
Yeah, Aliens, Swirling Saucers.
Or Toy Story Mania.
Toy Story Mania is what I was thinking. Yeah, that'd be 3.
And now there is a single rider line at Millennium Falcon, and of course now there is a single rider line at Rise of the Resistance. At least they're testing it. I don't know if that
it's still February. And I would totally have Lightning Lane multipass for this.
Or I would say you might have to just do some Lightning Lane that day too, for sure.
Yeah, I would totally. I mean, because if you're doing a challenge, you got to have that. You got to have.
I would probably have my counter service. I love the counter service at Animal Kingdom so much too, though.
Nah, see, I do it at your second park and your last park. So I'd probably do my counter service somewhere at the studios.
You go to ABC
Yeah,
Commissary.
here's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Buffalo chicken grilled
that's what I was
grilled
thinking
cheese.
too.
I would just skyline over to the Riviera, do my counter service outside of the.
Not a bad
That's
idea.
true. 'Cause
Pretty
I
I don't
will
know if
tell
that's
you-
against the. I don't know if that's against Jeremy's rules or not. If it has to be in the park or not.
No.
But
I
that
will
could be
tell
like
you-
on your way to Epcot. You know,
Yeah.
you're on the Skyliner, and
Heck yeah.
I just did ABC Commissary for lunch, and man, I'm telling you, that place was packed. I even mobile ordered, and it took forever. So ABC Commissary is like
we got.
the hot place. It was hard. No, it was super busy.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
saying we got shh about that place. We got to.
yeah,
be
I know,
quiet.
right? Yeah. So
What
I
is
feel
it
like we
now?
got to quick finish it out though. So then,
Yeah,
so
so
you have your
Epcot,
lunch, ABC
go
or
to Epcot.
Riviera. Then
Yep.
you go to Epcot. You got to do Spaceship Earth, right?
oh yeah, for
Spaceship
sure.
Earth.
Spaceship Earth,
The land,
I mean,
living with the land. Totally living with the land.
Figment, and the Seas with Nemo and Friends.
So I would try to get a boarding group for Guardians, honestly, and
yeah, because you
I
want to do
mean,
something cool. Yeah, I mean,
the timing's hard there, but I'll just say they're kind of lenient with Guardians a little
Yeah.
bit. on
Yeah,
that.
you can go late
Like,
for those.
But the trick is like, do you want to go in the back of the park? Because like World Showcase is Epcot to me, you know.
Yeah,
so
that's
like, I know
true.
this
You
is a
wanna hit-
challenge. You want to get all the stuff done, but like I kind of want to go in the World Showcase. So maybe I would do Grand Fiesta Tour or Frozen as one of my attractions.
I agree. I say for the challenge sake, you have to do something in World Showcase. Like,
But you might be
one
coming in
thing.
from that way if you do the Skyliner.
Oh, it's
right?
true.
You
They're
might
coming
actually
in on the
be coming from
Skyliner.
that
Yeah,
side.
hit Grand Fiesta Tour on the way in.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Or what if you had like, what
What if
about
you
if you had a lightning lane for a Ratatouille?
I see. I like that. I like that.
Because I mean
strategy a lot.
that's a great, but you would have to have a lightning lane because that's
You
gonna be
have
all
to have
clock.
lightning lane for that.
By that
If
time
you
of the day,
don't-
you're talking probably 90 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. What about Soren? You could do Soren.
You could
I
do
know-
Soren. Soren would be
ever since-
reasonable. Yeah,
Yeah,
Soren
Soren
would be
has always been reasonable lately.
probably 30
so-
minutes or less. So
Yeah,
you could do
usually.
Soren. Yeah, you could do like, you might be able to buy the time for Ratatouille at this point because you could probably do Soren in 30 or less. Probably Living with the Land, maybe 15 or 20. And
Yeah.
Spaceship Earth, like later in the day, probably walk on 10 minutes.
I love how we have like plotted like the order of parks, but I feel like
Yeah.
this is the correct answer.
I
If we
agree.
This
could,
is the
more
correct
parks
answer.
one day.
Yes.
And then you're in the front of the park, monorail over to the Magic Kingdom.
Over the Magic Kingdom.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And dude, now
And
it's
then,
money in the
like-
bank. Do whatever you want.
Just do it. That's exactly what I was saying. Like, just
Yeah,
do whatever you want.
Whatever you want at
Have
that
fun.
point. Yeah.
But you gotta have your counter service meal.
Yeah,
Still,
and
at
that's
Magic
money in the
Kingdom.
bank too.
I
Whatever you
mean-
want. Yeah, I mean, yeah, totally.
Cosmic Rays. I
Or
don't know.
Columbia Harbor House, or yeah, whatever.
You can do
Pecos
corn
Bills.
dog nuggets at Casey's.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter.
I'd actually probably grab another meal at Epcot and then
Yeah,
maybe,
okay, that's
maybe
fine.
get an
You
ice cream
could.
bar or
Yeah.
something at Magic Kingdom.
I like that question.
Jeremy, I want to join. Can I join?
Yeah, exactly.
February 8th, I'm going to book a plane ticket, man. I want to be part of the family and do that. That's fun.
All right, so we have a last question. We're going to sneak this one in. So here we go. It's from Francois. And he says, "Good afternoon, BOGP crew. It's been a while since I've emailed you, so we missed this one a little bit back. So we're getting to it. Let's see. I have a fun question for you guys. Always want to take a moment to say a genuine thank you. I've been working in public safety for over 22 years. I have worked in almost all avenues of public safety: EMT, paramedic/firefighter, state police, and currently work for a local law enforcement agency. Lately, I've been having a hard time staying motivated at work and feel like the calls that I've been dealing with are becoming more frequent and more intense. It's easy to let those calls get to you and let the years of public safety get to you and affect your mental well-being. I've always loved Disney and have used Disney to as my escape for my daily work life. Life sometimes get in the way and I'm not able to get to Disney nearly as often as I would like. I recently had to cancel a trip in May due to an ongoing family issue. I've been following your show for the last 7 years, and your show have come to think of you all as friends. Lately, your show has become a real blessing to me. I've started running again, and I listen to your podcast while on my runs. It gives me a genuine escape, and the positive energy that can sometimes be lacking in my daily work life. I know that you keep saying that you just talk Disney, but to me, it's more. It's a mental escape to me where I can shut my work brain off for an hour or two and just listen to you guys talk about my favorite place in the world. It gives me genuine happiness and sometimes helps me recharge and get my battery listening to all of you. So for that, I would like to say thank you. Your podcast and your positive energy each week is a genuine gift for me. That was very, very,
Very
kind.
nice.
I mean,
Very
because
well said.
That's very nice.
Francois out there making, I mean, he's the one that when you're in your worst moment, he's there saving us. So to you and your colleagues, we thank you because I know that you have you're always out there when, yeah, I can imagine the stuff that you have to deal with. As a teacher, that wasn't even, I know we have to deal with stuff, but I mean, you guys see it 10 times worse than that. So please, thank you. That was very, very kind. And I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. Now he says, now that I got the mushy stuff out of the way, I'd like to propose another round of Start, Bench, or Trade Disney Edition. Question 1, Start, Bench, or Trade, best barbecue in the parks. See, okay, here we go. We're going to do this kind of quickly. You got Flame Tree Barbecue, Regal Eagle, or Roundup Rodeo Barbecue. Start, Bench, or Trade. Ricky, we're just going quick because we got 3 rounds.
So wait, I have to pick one to start, one to bench, and one to trade?
Yep.
Okay. All right, I think I'm going to start Regal Eagle because I just ate there and had a fantastic meal. By the way, they switched it from garlic bread to cornbread now.
So dude, that's an upgrade.
That I was like, she served me the plate, and I'm like, "Where's the garlic bread?" And she's like, "Oh, we do corn. We just switched it to cornbread." And I said, "She's like, we still have the garlic bread if you want that instead." No. And I'm like, "No, cornbread's fine."
Cornbread is greater than garlic bread. Yes.
So. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to start Regal Eagle. I am going to bench Flame Tree.
Oh.
I know. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm going to bench Flame Tree. It's good. I like Flame Tree. Yeah. And then I'm going to trade the Rodeo Roundup.
You know what? I'm going the exact same way. I am going to start Regal Eagle. Because I am a patriotic American and cornbread has me sold. I am there
with the cornbread. Yes.
I am going to bench Flame Tree because it's a good player, but I just I gotta have it available. It's not in yet, but it's got to be there when I need it. And then Roundup Rodeo. I haven't been there yet. I got to make an ADR for you. You're high maintenance.
They changed the offerings, and I'm disappointed in that fact. I went before they changed the offerings, and it was good. And now I got to try it again because they changed the offerings on me. I'm like, you guys suck.
If you still easy, if kids are listening, if you still had the big pencil, I'd let you in. But you don't. See ya. Okay, Scott, go. We gotta go. What you got?
Flame Tree is my starter. Bench is Regal. Rodeo is my trade.
There we go. All right, we're all in trading rodeo.
We are. That's kind of sad. I mean, not that I wouldn't go there. It is I haven't been there. Okay, question 2. Start, bench, trade.
Flame Tree's the OG, though. Just to put my 2 cents in real quick. Flame Tree's the OG. You got the stunning views. I think the food is better there, too, than Regal, so got to go with that.
That is true. And, I mean, the smell is like, I'm like that old Bugs Bunny cartoon. Like, when you're seeing we're in Animal Kingdom, like, my little toes, like, it just pulls me in.
And they fixed the bird issue there, too.
Did they? I was wondering about that, because those birds were aggressive. We did our first,
They have, like, those boundaries that, like, keep them out, basically.
That's good. All right, here we go. This one's Start, Bench, or Trade. You can bring back one extinct attraction / Disney benefit. Number 1, Osborne Lights. Number 2, Paper Fast Passes. Or number 3, Magical Express. Start, Bench, or Trade, Scotty G.
Starting Osborne Lights because I absolutely love those. And it could possibly mean that they bring a Wine and Dine night race back.
Oh, man, you're like stretching it. There you go. I like it.
Yeah, I'm stretching it, but that would be step 1 to bringing back the night race, was to have Osborne Lights. I will bring back the order you said it. Then my bench will be the Paper Fast Pass, and I'm trading away Magical Express. That was tough, though.
It was tough. Ricky, what say you? What are you doing? Start, bench, trade.
I think I agree with Scott. I think I'm going to start Osborne Lights because, I mean, there really was nothing like the Osborne Lights. I mean, period. It's just, you can't describe how just incredible that was. I think I'm going to, yeah, exactly.
I have a great memory with your family too with those, Mike. Sorry I interrupted, Ricky.
Yeah.
But like, I think about when our family started hanging out, Mike, like we went to the Osborne Lights. That was like our first time together in the parks, I think, because we met on a cruise. And like, so just so much nostalgia there. Like, I just love so many great memories with Osborne Lights. And I just always think of your family, Mike, with the Osborne Lights.
I've met, there's actually a bunch of our listeners that like, I have my very first like core memories pictures in the lights. Yeah, I'm like, here, Ricky.
No, that's good. I like it. And then, yeah, I think I would bench Fast Pass. That one was tough though. And then, I would definitely trade. I guess that would be what's left. The bus situation,
which hurts, but like I rent a car so much now. So like, but my younger days, man, that would have been my
starter. I know, right? Yeah. The younger days when you have no money and you're like, I really like the free transportation. Not that I don't like the free transportation now at my age, but still, yeah. I can drive usually now.
Okay, so I'm with you. I'm starting the Osborne Lights because they were the essence of magical seasonal offerings. Like, it changed Disney's Hollywood Studios. It was an absolutely different park when the lights were there. I mean, it was, oh my God, they played the Mannheim Steamroller came on. They danced. It was just like, it's so Christmas. Good. I loved it. So it was great because we're starting them. We are going to bench, so I have it there available as needed. Like I said, get in there, Magical Express. I need you. So, and I'm doing that for the benefit of our listeners because you are giving these listeners aneurysms right now.
I know.
Doing that. I'd trade them. We need a free bus service back. And then I'm getting rid of the paper fast passes. I love them. Don't worry. I love them too, but somebody's got to go. And sorry, you have been DFA'd. Sorry. All right, fine. The last one. Question 3. I love this, Francois. Great question. Start, bench, trade. Best running loop or trail on Disney World property. You got the Boardwalk Resort Loop, the Hourglass Lake at Pop Loop, or the running loop at Caribbean Beach or the Riviera. All right, I'll leave this one off. Let's see here. I will start the Hourglass Lake Loop at Pop Century. I love that one. I don't know why, but I just do. Sometimes I see like hot air balloons in the morning. I like that one. I will put on the bench the Caribbean Beach Riviera Loop because I know at the end I'm going to mobile order a Madame Croque over at Primo Piatto, so that is waiting at the end of that long run. And as much as I love running beach, yacht, and boardwalk, it's a beautiful one. I am trading this one because I'm trading that stupid hill over by the Swan and the Dolphin. I hate that hill, and it is out of here. So get out of my car and my dreams, as Billy Ocean said back in the day. Out of here. You're gone. So that's my pick. Ricky, what would you do?
I mean, given that I've run all of these, not at all.
You walked them.
Nope. That's not my idea of vacation. My idea of vacation is sitting on a pool chair.
I'm starting to get there. I'm starting to see
that. Or a bed, exactly. Asleep, which is usually where you'll find me. Okay, I guess I would probably as much as the hill probably stinks, I would probably start the boardwalk loop only because of the fact that I feel like there would be enough to distract me on that loop because there's constantly things just happening there. So like I wouldn't feel like I'm running as much. I would probably bench the Pop Century one, and I would probably trade the last one, the Riviera and Caribbean Beach. Okay.
All right, Scotty G, bring us home. Last answer for the day.
All right, and it's going to be in the order that Francois sent them to you. Got to start with the Crescent Lake Loop. That is my absolute favorite, actually second favorite of Walt Disney World. He did not list my favorite one, so I can't choose that one. And it reminds me of that marathon, that half marathon we did, Mike. You, me, and Paige in the rain. Some of the other lizards out there running. Like, I'm tying it back to memories, but every time I run that, I get goosebumps because I think about that day.
Okay, real quick, awesome. What was the song that was playing the most on that background loop? Like when I hear this song, it takes me right there.
I mean, the Rocky thing.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like, dun, 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 dun. Yeah, Gonna Fly Now, dude. Every time I hear
Gonna Fly, I was gonna say Gonna Fly Now. I was like, is that right? Is that
yeah, 100%.
We were in the rain, and I'll add on because you can extend your run too if you want to go to Hollywood Studios, which I really like to do.
Yep, 100%.
I'm going to bench Hourglass Lake. I mean, it's solid loop. I love that. Yep. I love reading the signs like with the years, and then I like to turn around halfway through so that I can read the years on the other side. So you're not reading the same thing the whole time, even though we have them all memorized. And I'm going to trade Caribbean Beach Riviera. Not a bad loop by any means. Don't recommend this, but that was my only training run that I had for this last Goofy season. I ran it on New Year's Eve. I did a 10K. I'm like, yep, all right, I'm ready for Goofy. Not recommended, but I do love that loop though. It's a really good one.
All right.
But my favorite is the Contemporary.
See, that's a hidden one.
I love that Mickey Jogger guy.
You do like that one. Fun. And nobody knows about that one, really. Nobody ever talks about it. So there you go. All right. Well, hey, that's Frank. Actually, Francois goes by Frank. So, Frank, thank you again for the very kind words. And that was a great email. Send more. We love those. Bring more of those. That was so much fun for us. So we like those. So we'll be looking at my inbox next week. Hopefully we'll get another one. All right, that's going to do it for today. We're going to be back on Friday. Now, listen, Friday, the Olympic opening ceremony takes place in Paris, France, where Scotty G just was. So we are going to bring you the Olympics Walt Disney World style. You're going to have to come back to find out what we mean by that. Is it real? Is it events that we bring to your thoughts that maybe you're going to do on your next vacation? You have to come back and find out, but it is going to be Walt Disney World Olympics coming your way on Friday. Don't forget our show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney getaway, whether it's to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, or Disney Cruise Line. The best part, no cost to you in concierge level services every time. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. That really helps us out. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make all these shows possible. It's just $5 a month, and you'll get a bonus show every week. It's called Mike in the Midwest. So come on over. We'd love to have your support. Patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. Give Scott a follow on the social media at EpScott, EPSCOT. Ricky is at Ricky Nibs, RIKKINIBS. I'm at BeOurGuestMike, Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. And of course, catch us all in the Clubhouse. It's BeOurGuestPodcast.com/Clubhouse. Over 1,000 listeners hanging out there all the time, talking Disney, talking life, sharing videos, pictures, all kinds of stuff, memes all the time. And we just have a blast. So come on over there and hang with us. It's like our cheers. We have a great time over there. We'll have the live show this Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. We open up the phone lines, take your calls, and turn the show over to you. So we'll be checking you out there. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. I think I got them all. We're everywhere. All right, so until Friday, we are going to cut you loose and see you again in about 48 hours. So until we talk, for Ricky and Scott, I'm Mike. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.